Hey fam, welcome to class. Today we are going to flow. However, we're going to find a bit of softness and fluidity in our movements. Um, Usually, when it comes to vinyasa, I have a tendency of going a little too intense. And today I'm going to challenge myself to try and soften up and tone down. And that doesn't mean we're not going to go and have a good time and find the edges in our practice. What I'm going to try and do today and ask of you is to try to find the places of softness within the edges in your practice. With that being said, come to a child's pose. Let's start off a bit more gentle, a bit more soft, and settle into your child's pose, but make it a bit more buoyant, make it a bit more fluid. So you're moving left, you're moving right, you're pressing one shin into the ground, you're pressing the other shin into the ground. You're finding a long line of tension in your hips, finding your breath, moving left and right. Move your hips around. Maybe take your hands in an asymmetrical position. It does not have to be exactly left or exactly right. Explore some new space and territory here today. And then when that feels good, come to your hands and knees. Move the hands around. Move left, move right. Be animalistic. Maybe take your left hand somewhere new. Take your right leg somewhere new. Working into your shins, working into your armpits, working into your side body. And then switch. Right hand goes out, left leg goes somewhere out. And you start to weave into that territory. I've got all these, I'm filming outdoors, so I have all these bugs that keep sitting on me. So if you see me waving my hands in a weird way, it's just me trying to get the bugs away. And come back to your hands and knees. This time, take your right knee towards the front of the mat. Have the shin pressing down and gently scooch the left hip back and start to work into your left psoas as you're pressing into your right shin. So start to feel that motion, start to feel the presence activation, and then switch. So your left shin comes a little bit forward towards the front of the mat. Your right foot goes back, toes tucked or untucked. Start to work into that space. So you're moving into the left hip, you're stretching into the right psoas, finding that long line of energy as you breathe. Maybe your collarbones lead the way. Finding your breath. And then switch. So right shin comes somewhere in front. And this time your left leg will go somewhere behind you. So the right shin is pressing into the ground. Maybe the toes tuck or untuck is your choice. And let the left hand reach somewhere new. So your left hand is reaching right. Your left leg is reaching right. And you're pulling and stretching. You're finding an interesting sensation in your entire left side body. Take your time with it. Be exploratory as you work into it. And then switch, so the left shin comes somewhere ahead. Right leg goes behind the left foot. And the right hand goes over to the left side. So you have this peeling action. You're leaning, you're stretching, you're breathing. Finding a long, long line. Full length in your side body as you breathe. And then maybe you come back to your hands and knees. Notice how that feels. And if that feels good, find yourself in a downward facing dog. So as you can see, we're being very soft.
And in turn, we are allowing the fluidity to build. So bend your right knee, look under your left shoulder, bend your left knee, look under your right shoulder. And weave and wave. It does not have to be intense. It can just be quite exploratory. You can drop your right knee down, drop your right hip down, drop your left knee and hip. Feel that sensation as you move. So there's no need to work to your deepest. Maybe you come to an upward facing dog, maybe you shift the right hip down, maybe you come to an upward facing dog and then the left hip goes down. Very intuitive. And then find your downward facing dog. Walk it out. Maybe your hands and feet feel a bit more alive. Mine definitely do. And then inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky. Take your right knee into your chest. So take it as close to your nose as possible. And then place it next to your right thumb. Once you're here, take your left foot further back. Have your fingertips find the flow so your chest is nice and proud. Your collarbones lead the way. You're like a tiger crouching its prey, stalking its prey. And then drop your right hip to the ground. And as you roll over to the left side, you notice you find yourself in a Janu Shirshasana. So I've just turned over and sat on my right hip. My left leg is forward as I lean in. Notice that space. Maybe you can use a right hand on your right knee to kind of push and pull and open up that territory. Finding your breath, finding a bit of ease. And then turn over the right side, place your right toes down, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left foot up to the sky. Your left knee comes into your chest as you roll forward. Maybe it comes all the way to your nose and then gently places down by your left thumb. Your right leg scoots back. You come onto your right fingertips so you feel that length first. Then you drop your left hip to the ground, rolling over and finding your Janu Shirshasana on your right hip. If your bum comes off the mat, do not worry. The flow is not made of lava. You will not get burnt. Lean into it. Maybe use the left hand on the left knee to push away. As you find a breath, move left, move right, and then turn over your left side, finding your downward facing dog. And building into this, lifting your right foot, right knee to right thumb. First touch your nose if you can, and then touch your right thumb. Scoot your left foot back, feel that length in your spine, and then drop your right knee down, finding Janu Shirshasana. Notice if this gets easier every time around because you're adding a little bit of sneaky mobility, a little bit of soft mobility. Lean in, Janu Shirshasana. And this time take your left hand by your left hip. So my left hand is placing down. My right foot places down. And then I push my hips up into a wild thing. My left knee bends, my right knee bends as I look for some space. My right hand presses somewhere behind me. My chest opens as I breathe. You can adjust the left hand as you feel it's required. And then sit back down. Turn over your right side. Place your hands down. Find a downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left foot up to the sky. Left knee to your nose as you roll forward, placing your left shin into the ground. Scooching your right leg back, opening your chest. And then dropping your left hip down, rolling over, Janu Shirshasana, right side. Lean into it. And then place the right hand down. Place the left foot down. Push your hips up. Right knee bends so you can lean forward, lean back. Notice that as you do this, can your left knee maybe touch the ground? Maybe your right foot goes further forward. Very exploratory. There's no specific space that you have to visit. It's just one for now. And then drop your bum down. Turn over your left side. Find your downward facing dog. Same action, same movement we're going to build. So this time I'm going to try and hop. You can sit for a second. I'm going to try and hop into a handstand and take my knee gently to the ground. But you can step as we've been doing so far. Wonderful place to go. And notice how you can add a bit of smoothness and softness into it. So I'm going to try to be soft in my handstand. And I challenge you. Whatever you take, whatever you decide to go into, find a bit of softness. All right? So find your down facing dog. Inhale, lift your right foot up to the sky. Exhale, take your right shin to your right thumb. Maybe if you're trying a handstand, couple of hops to find that space. Now, which foot was it? Right. Okay. So my right shin is gently going to try and come down. My left leg, that wasn't smooth at all. I got a little confused upside down, but that's okay. And take your find a length in your collarbones, and then drop your right hip down, roll over, Janu Shirshasana, lean in for a moment. And then take your left hand by your left hip, push yourself up into a wild thing with a bit of space in your left leg. And then sit back down, roll back, find your down facing dog, and we'll do that action on the other side. So inhale, lift your left foot up to the sky. Exhale, take your left shin into your left, towards your left knee. That was much smoother for me. Take your right leg back, open your chest. As you see, it's a practice we build. Take your right leg back, open, and then drop your left hip down, rolling over, finding your Janu Shirshasana. Right leg, lean into it. Take your right hand behind you, left leg plants, and push your hips up, finding the wild thing position. Move into that space. And then sit down, turn over your left side, find your downward facing dog. We'll do this one more time and we'll add a little bit of play in between. So inhale, gently lift the right foot up to the sky. Take your right shin to the front of the mat in any capacity, with lightness, with grace. Take your left leg back, open up your chest, feel that length and ease, and then drop your right hip down, find your Janu Shirshasana. Notice if you're a bit deeper, how does that feel today? And then place your left hand down, place your right leg down, push up into your wild thing. Notice if you have a bit more space in your wild thing. And this time, as you sit down, place your right hand to the front of the mat. Press down into your right knee and push up into a slightly off-kilter wild thing. Oh, this one is a little bit of a doozy. So you're pushing up into a bit of a wild thing. And then your left leg presses into the ground. Your right knee gets light. Notice if you can lift your right knee up. And then you take it back, finding your down facing dog. Do not worry if that didn't work out. We'll try it again the other side. So with grace and poise, lift your left leg up to the sky. Left shin, left knee to the front of the mat. And take your right leg
back, opening up your chest. Feel that length. Then drop your left hip down, roll over your right side, and lean down, Janu Shirshasana. I'm definitely much deeper. Find that spaciousness. Place your right hand down, push your hips up, finding your wild thing, moving into it, finding that structural capacity. And then sit back down, take your left hand, place it towards the front of the mat, push your hips up, and then press your right leg into the ground once you find your balance, and then lift your left knee up, lift your left foot up, and just hold it for a moment, and then roll and find your down facing dog. We'll take a vinyasa to wash things out, so bend your knees, roll your spine into a plank. If you have a vinyasa in your practice, take it. Otherwise, take a push-up, drop your knees, drop your elbows, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, have a seat for a moment. Take your hands behind you, place your fingertips back, open up your chest, find that length, find that spaciousness. And then let it go. We're going to get back to that motion, but we're going to change it up. We're going to change the beginning. So you can keep moving for a moment, come back to your breath. I hope you feel that interesting mix of strength and fluidity starting to build. So you do not have to be very focused on being strong, and you're letting the flexibility and the strength work in some capacity as they come together. So just keep exploring. You want to go forward, you want to go back, you want to wave side to side. Notice, where do you find that little extra spaciousness? And then we're going to take the flow again. So find your hands on the ground, find your down facing dog. This time, lift your right leg up, open the hip, place it down, find your wild thing. Maybe touch your bum to the ground, adjust your feet, find your wild thing. Maybe your wild thing turns into a wheel. You can try that if you're able to roll into it today. And if you do take a wheel, come back to your wild thing, and then find your downward facing dog. And from your dog, lift your right leg up to the sky, take your right shin to the front of the mat, just as we've been doing all this time. Gently landing your right shin, taking your right foot back, and this time, tuck your right toes, sit back onto your left foot, lift it, then take your right foot forward, sit back onto your right shin, roll onto your right hip, Janu Shirshasana. Take your left hand back, push up, wild thing. Bending the knees. Sit back down, lean forward as you roll over, and then finding your down facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, take it over, finding your wild thing. Wild thing turns into a wheel. If that is in your practice, wheel returns to a wild thing returns to a dog. As you find your down facing dog, your left leg lifts and your left shin comes to the front of the mat. Take your right leg back, tuck your left toes, and gently roll back, finding lifting your left leg up as you're on your right foot. Then take your left leg forward, find the shin again, and open your chest as you roll over to your left hip. Take your right leg forward, Janu Shirshasana. Breathe into it. Place your right hand down behind you. Open up, wild thing-ish position. Drop your bum down. Roll over to the left side as you stay low and find your down facing dog. Last flow, last bit of movement, left and right side. You got this, and then we are done. Inhale, lift your right foot up. Take your right foot over behind, finding your wild thing, or maybe a wild thing rolls into a wheel, finding smoothness, finding softness as you open. Then your wheel turns into a wild thing. Wild thing turns into a dog, and a down-facing dog, you lift your right leg, your right shin gently, softly lands towards your right thumb. Tuck your right toes, take your left foot back, roll over your right toes, come onto your left foot, and if you can, maybe pistol squat up. Not required, but if you can. And maybe if you did that, pistol squat down, take your right foot forward, drop the left knee, take the right shin onto the ground, open your chest, untuck the right toes. Maybe you find a deeper back bend, and then drop the right hip down, roll Janu Shirshasana, lean forward. Take a moment to breathe. Take your left hand behind you. Push your right leg down, find your wild thing-ish position. Maybe explore something different in your last moments in this pose. Drop your left hip down, drop the right knee down, rolling back, downward facing dog. Last round, find that softness. Even though you're sweating, inhale, lift your left foot up, place your left foot behind you, dropping your bum, maybe finding a wild thing, or transitioning that into your wheel. Notice if that comes easy. This time around, your wheel comes back to wild thing. Your wild thing finds a downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, your left leg lifts. Your left shin comes to the front of the mat. Your left shin finds a home. Your right leg goes back. Your left knee, your toes tuck. And then you roll into the right foot, finding your seat while balancing your left foot. And then maybe you lift into a pistol squat. Maybe you come back down. And then you take the left foot forward. You find your shin into the ground. Open your chest, untuck the toes. Feel that length in your spine. And then drop your left hip down as you roll over your right side. Lean in. Breathe in. Turn over your right side, placing hands down. Find a wild thing-esque position. Maybe exploring the last bit of depth. And then sit back down. Lean forward, turn forward. Find your dog. Notice how you feel. Find your breath. We're going to take one wheel or bridge to close. So find your bum on the ground in any way that you want. Maybe if you're handstanding, squeeze your knees into your chest and try and drop both your shins to the ground. Tuck your toes, sit back, and find your spine on the ground. Again, just another way to do something very simple. We just find complicated ways to make it more fun. So take a moment on the ground, take a moment to breathe. Realign your spine. Catch your feet, place your heels on the ground, push your knees forward, push your hips up, and then maybe, this could be plenty, you could be in a wheel, you could be pushing the hips up, pressing the elbows down, or maybe you place the hands on the ground, and you lift yourself into a wheel. This could be a wonderful place to explore, a wonderful place to find space, spaciousness and fluidity. Finding your breath, finding your capacity. Maybe walk the feet up a bit more.
Maybe this might be a very deep wheel because we did do a lot of back bends and some twisty angles. And then let that go. Come back down. Recenter. Take your right foot up. Let your left leg go long. Pull your right hamstring. And then take it over to the left side. Maybe you catch it with your left leg, if possible. And then bend your right knee, catch it with your right hand, and open up into the cat grabs its tail. If either of this doesn't work, maybe your hand somewhere here and your leg is all the way down. That's perfectly fine. Wherever you choose to go, try and ground both shoulders. So your shoulders, your left and right shoulders are touching the ground. You're feeling some sense of grounding in your body. Come back to your breath, letting go of the practice. Slow your breath down. And then let go of the feet. Take your left leg, reach it up to the sky. Catch your hamstring. And then maybe take the left leg over to the right side. Catch it if you can. Take your left, bend your right knee. Catch it with your left leg and maybe try and ground both shoulders as you look over to your left. How does that feel today? Where's your breath? Where's your mind? Where's your body? Notice the softness, the sinking, a sense of ease within you. And then slowly let the feet go. Bring it back in. Take your knees, squeeze them into your chest. Maybe rock a little left, a little right. Maybe take a happy baby. I always think this is the weirdest yoga pose because we're showing our butt up to the sky, but yoga is a bit weird sometimes. We do some pretty strange things compared to the rest of the world, which is fun in its own way. Press the feet in, maybe rock a little left, a little right, massaging the lower back into the floor. And if you feel ready, let go of the feet, let go of the hands, let go of the practice. Come back to finding a softness within your being. Come back to finding a sense of ease within your body, within your mind. Take all the time you need in your Savasana. This practice was interesting. It was soft. It had its moments of challenge. It was an adventure of sorts. Maybe the first time around for you, this practice was not as soft as intended, because I have been practicing all these movements for a while. So for me, the softness is more felt. However, notice when you come back to it, maybe 1 or 2 times, the movements start to build within you, and you start to notice the softness naturally showing up in your being. Stay as long as you need. Enjoy your time of rest. Let me know how this goes in the comments. Did you have a good flow? Did you find something interesting? And otherwise, my name's Varun. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for practicing. Peace.